Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. In this video today, we are going to be going over 5 stocks that I am looking at least right now, heading into the month of September that I'm considering and most likely will be buying at least some shares of throughout the month of September. I am somebody who, I work a full-time job. I make money on YouTube. I have money and checks coming in consistently. I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm able to set aside money, pretty much every week, if not every other week, to put into stocks. So I'm always constantly buying stocks, constantly putting money into the market. So I constantly have to evaluate all the stocks on the market and prepare for where I want my money to go the next week or the week after that, or whatever. But I'm constantly looking for all different kinds of opportunities. But this is obviously just heading into the month of September. September is going to be 4 or 5 weeks long, and things could definitely change, especially as new news comes out, new earnings are going to come out, all this different stuff. Who knows where the market will be in a month, but at least headed into the month, these are the 5 stocks that I am looking at, and these will definitely change as we go on. But before we get into that, definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much, and subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. We just recently hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate it a ton. That was an awesome, crazy milestone to hit. So hopefully here's to 1,000 more. But with that being said, let's get right into this. So at number 5, I'm not going to be looking at this stock particularly right at the beginning of the month. This is Tattooed Chef, TTCF. I'm not super interested in TTCF right now at these prices. Now, in the long term, I don't think these prices are horrible, but I have built up a solid position in TTCF. I believe it's actually the first or second biggest position in my portfolio right now. And so, at this point, I'm just not super, concerned about making sure I add any more shares, especially just where my portfolio's at right now. I don't want to over allocate in it. And I'm comfortable with where my, cost base is at and everything with TTCF. But TTCF over the last week was up 17%. So maybe it will be able to continue this hot momentum. Maybe it'll trade flat at this point. But I honestly think over this next week or even this next month, TTCF is likely to have a little bit of a pullback because what goes up must come down. And just like when TTCF crashed down, I mean, we can look at the month chart for this. TTCF was sitting up here at around $22. It crashed all the way down to 16. And I promise you guys, when this hit 18, when this hit 17, when this hit 16, I was buying all kinds of shares in this area. I was buying really heavy. I got big orders in at 18, big orders in at 17, big orders in at 16. If it would have went to 15, I would have had more big orders there. This is a high growth company in a field that I really actually like. I think frozen foods is definitely a very big thing, a very big opportunity. This company is showing amazing growth, and I think in the long term, if they're able to actually hit on a lot of the promises that they're making, TTCF can be a very strong company. And if throughout the month of September we see pullbacks back into the $18, $17, $16, $15 range, I will be buying up TTCF heavy again. But right now, sitting at $20, I'm not super interested. Towards the end of August, I bought a lot of shares, but TTCF is on my radar. We'll see how it goes. If it goes up, I'm going to let my shares ride. If it goes down, I will definitely consider being a buyer. So that's why it is number 5 for me. At number 4, we have HP Incorporated. This is ticker symbol HPQ. This is obviously an American personal computing company. What really has me interested in HPQ right now, again, it's number 4, so it's not like my number 1 choice or anything, but it is a company I don't hate adding shares to at this point. I think the valuation is very attractive with this one. This has a trailing PE of 8.98, which, that's pretty good there, but then also the forward PE being 8.03 has me very interested in HPQ. Now, obviously, I know a lot of people are going to say, it's kind of an old giant. It's fallen out of favor. It's not coming back anytime soon. I'm staying the heck away from that, and that's fine. But I think there is a very interesting, kind of opportunity here with HPQ. And I'm at a point where in this market, where it's really crazy. Maybe a lot of companies are overvalued. Maybe we're riding a lot of, all-time highs in a lot of places, which is normal, which is good. But I think at some points we have a lot of stocks getting to overvalue. And I think looking for some of those undervalued plays, looking for some of those more interesting properly valued opportunities can be very, very good. And I think HPQ is flying under a lot of people's radars right now. And it's not a super exciting stock. It's definitely not a super sexy stock, but I do think that this is a very, very interesting one. Obviously, the 52-week high you can see here has been 36. We're sitting at 28, so it is down a little bit from its 52-week highs. It has some room to hopefully, potentially move up. I mean, it's trading right around its 50-day moving average right now. So we'll have to see where this one goes. I think HPQ is an interesting one. Obviously, like I said, it's not a super, super sexy company or anything like that. But this is definitely one that I am keeping on my radar. It's one that I actually bought a little bit of shares of during the month of August, and that I could see myself definitely adding to in the month of September, just because these valuations are very, very attractive to me, especially for, a company in tech, a company in personal computing. And I think a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, HPQ could definitely, have a nice little run up. So I do not mind buying shares at this price, at this valuation at all. And again, we'll see where things are throughout the month of September. At number 3 is Coinbase for me. This is ticker symbol COIN, COIN. This is a little bit more of a pricier option. The forward PE here is 22.17, which it's not horrible. It's not terrible. It's not like you're paying some crazy multiple. Also, Coinbase right now sits at $259. That IPO price for them was $250. So pretty much, if you're adding shares anywhere near that IPO price, I think Coin is honestly pretty decent. Now, if we kind of look at how this chart has gone for them since they've actually IPO'd, if this will load, I don't know, my internet's been super slow right now. We can zoom out a little bit. When it first IPO'd, things shot up really fast, all the way up to 345. I want to say it got even higher than that. But I definitely was buying shares on the way down. I definitely got some orders in at 240, 230, 220. So it's ran up nicely since then, obviously getting back to around the 260 area. But I think my average cost basis right now is like 255. So if I'm adding more shares at 259, I'm not too upset with that. I think Coinbase is an awesome way to get some crypto exposure, obviously. Even though the crypto market is maybe a little crazy right now, a little wild, a little volatile, maybe it's even getting a bit ahead of itself. I definitely want to have some exposure. I think Coinbase is an awesome play that is super high risk but super high reward, awesome growth potential in the future. And as crypto goes more and more mainstream, goes more and more popular, whether the market's going up or down, Coinbase is going to be making money hand over fist. And yes, you are paying a little bit more in terms of the forward PE, but I think this is a high growth company that 22 forward PE is not honestly terrible for Coinbase. So that's something I'm definitely going to be looking out for. And I almost certainly will be buying some shares of Coinbase in the month of September. At number 2 here, I have Intel. This is perhaps my number 1 value play. I really am hot on Intel right now. Part of it is because I think as an investor, it's not always good to be contrarian, but I think you have to have some contrarian plays in your portfolio. That's at least what I believe. And Intel is definitely just that. When everyone's riding high on NVIDIA, everyone's riding high on AMD. I love both of those companies as well. I have a built computer which has a lot of AMD parts, and I wouldn't mind upgrading to some nice NVIDIA parts. And I think those companies are awesome. They've had great growth. They've done great things for the personal computing market. But I think they are a little ahead of themselves. I definitely think they could be in that overvalued territory. And yes, they are taking market share away from Intel all the time. Intel has had a lot of mishaps, a lot of bad leadership and stuff like that. But under new leadership now, they're talking about potentially buying out some other companies, consolidating the market, and they have a ton of cash on hand to be able to make moves like that, which I think could be very, very exciting. Their new kind of leadership is saying they're going to get things under control. They're going to be on the right track. And I think there's rumors, or not even rumors, maybe confirmed news of them getting into the GPU market in the future, which could obviously be a very, very big play for Intel. But yes, again, another company that is kind of a former giant on their way down that a lot of people are staying away from. But here, a trailing PE of 11.98 with a forward PE of 12.42. Count me in. I think this one is a little bit undervalued right now, and I would not mind adding shares at this price, $53.89. Count me in. But my number 1 play for September, the number 1 play that I am looking at right now, is Corsair Gaming, CRSR. I am absolutely in love with this company and this stock right now. This is where most of my money that is being put into the market in August. This was probably the company I bought the most. I bought a lot of Tattooed Chef in August just because it was beaten down so badly, and I loved the price it was at, and that paid off very, very well. TTCF did very well for me in August, but September... But I still bought a lot of Corsair, and in September, I'm more excited about buying Corsair at this valuation than I am about buying TTCF. Corsair, I am so bullish on the gaming space, but I'm even more so bullish on the streaming space, content creation, having Elgato. Elgato is a company I've been very, very passionate about and in love with, dating back to way before, like 2015, early days of YouTube, with like Elgato capture cards and stuff like that. They have been an innovator. They've been a leader in this market for so long. Corsair products are quality. They have a ton of room for growth, and they're just flat out undervalued right now. This is a growth company in the tech sector. Again, they have all kinds of different products, and I really do think they're going to continue to grow into the future. Right now, sitting at a 4P of 15.95. Corsair, I think, is undervalued. I think it's a great growth play. I think they are going to be able to do a lot of different stuff in the gaming, streaming spaces. I think content creation we saw explode in kind of the COVID era, but I think 5-10 years from now, it's going to be even bigger than it was over the pandemic. And I think these are things that are really going to take off, and I think that's going to benefit Corsair Gaming in a huge way. And that is why I'm definitely going to be buying up shares, any shares I can get my hands on, and selling puts on Corsair as well throughout the month of September. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I'd appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you are looking at buying in the month of September. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.